Welcome back to another weekly spark. I was scouring the internet to look for what information was out there about life coaches. And then I came across this video, Why Life Coaching is a Scam. Currently, it has 12,153 views, and naturally, as a life coach who does this full time, I was very intrigued. So today, I'm going to watch this video with you, and in addition to sharing my perspective, I would love to hear your insights as well. Let's foster an open and productive dialogue. Before diving into the video, scroll down and subscribe and turn on those notifications if you would like more videos from me to get unstuck, to get clear, and at last experience a life you absolutely love. And if you are especially excited about this video, give this video a like, and that will let me know that you want to see more videos just like this. All right, let's see what this video is all about. And a side note, of course, my perspective is inevitably biased. I have a master's degree in positive psychology. I have my life coach certification and my yoga certification, and I have blended all of these together for over 5 years to coach clients, both on a one-on-one basis and in my membership program. So that is the perspective that I am coming at this from. I do not claim to have all the answers. Editor Marin here. This is my first reaction video, and as I'm editing this, I am learning what to do next time. For instance, to change how the audio is and to film me full screen so that I don't have to zoom into this little small bubble in the corner. But that's not how this one was filmed, so I apologize about that, and I'll do better next time.
Don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against coaches. In fact, I know a lot of coaches, and most of them are nice people. But I've got a problem with this new trend called life coaching. This weird phenomenon has become yet another psychological tool in a culture that puts me first, and apparently it has become an industry. But here's the problem. Life coaching is often built on a promise that you can find all the answers inside yourself and realize your full potential through constant development. I'm sure you know mantras like, you can be anything you want to be, or you can do anything you want to do. But unfortunately, these promises are false 95% of the time. And in this short video, I'll tell you why.
What do you think of those mantras? You can do anything you want to do. The immediate thing that comes to mind for me, and this is something that I think is missing in the dialogue of coaching, is that there are so many other factors in being able to do something. So even if you are dedicated, you have a hard work ethic, you know exactly where you want to go, you have clarity, you have all the skills, other things can come into place, like the unfortunate biases in our society, including white supremacy, the patriarchy. There are systemic reasons that some individuals cannot pursue, at least as easily, the same exact goal and ambition as someone else. So while I do believe that you are capable of whatever you want, to this video's point, there is a part of the conversation that sometimes gets missed, and that's the other factors that also influence our ability to do something.
First of all, there's this up idea about constant development, and this is best illustrated by life coach Tony Robbins, who talks about constant, never-ending improvement. But what does it really mean? Think about it, guys. Words like constant and never-ending basically means that you got to work with yourself 24/7.
Okay, so Tony Robbins, he's a big name in the industry, and he's not everyone's guy. He's not how everyone enjoys talking about personal improvement. Tony Robbins tends to bring that really like fire, grind, work hard energy when it comes to the more balanced approach of the right timing and hearing our own voice and listening to our intuition and not burning ourselves out before we reach our dream. We probably wouldn't turn to Tony Robbins for that type of support. It's so important for you to differentiate what type of support would really be flourishing and most helpful at this moment.
According to this philosophy, there's always stuff to work with or things to improve, so you never get time to relax or enjoy life or just be you. And no matter what, you'll end up bashing yourself because you can always do better, right? And what happens if you don't improve? Well, then you will blame yourself for not putting enough effort into it because you can do anything you want to do. Your coach told you that, remember? But this false belief, combined with your inner critical voice, is one of the biggest reasons why so many young people end up with low self-esteem and other mental health problems. Believe me.
Believe him. So this goes to what I spoke about earlier. Balanced support is crucial. When I hear him say constant improvement and we can always do better, there's a word and concept based in yoga philosophy that's called Purnatva. It is the concept that we are perfect just as we are and continuously growing into more. So another perspective is that yes, we are continually growing into more. That's good news. That means you're alive. But that does not mean that there's something wrong necessarily with your present moment. One of the greatest indicators of goal attainment is something based in positive psychology of self-compassion. So it is actually of vital importance that we are self-compassionate, whether you think of that as accepting yourself as you are while knowing that you're growing into more, or whether that's being kind to yourself and reminding yourself that, yes, I have room for improvement. So does everybody else. And it's also okay to be in whatever season I'm in right now.
So most of us feel a bit depressed or exhausted from time to time, and we might even feel stuck. And of course, life coaching can help with these kinds of problems too.
Quick note, depression, if it's true depression, then that would be something a therapist would be better suited for, because a therapist is trained in the psychological mental illness side of things. Whereas a life coach, even with my master's in positive psychology, I have some training, some classes, but I am not a clinician in the sense that I work with individuals on their mental illness. So those are my clients who both have myself and a therapist.
That the real reason we feel this way in the first place is this constant demand for self-development or self-realization. It is exhausting to live life this way, and this kind of coaching only makes matters worse because you're fed the medicine that makes you sick in the first place. Let's say you have looked inside you for answers for a long time, and there's nothing to be found. Well, you're in trouble because your coach has nothing to work with, right?
If we feel down on ourselves and then we go to someone who tells us that we're not enough and we have to strive for more, of course, that would not feel good, that the image that he used, that wouldn't be beneficial. There's a difference between feeling down on ourselves because we don't feel like we're enough. Maybe that's some self-esteem work. Maybe that is something that a coach could support you with in just noticing where your strengths are and stepping more into those and sifting apart the gremlins, is what I call them, in our mind, the self-critical voice that we have in our mind, hearing it out and saying, okay, there's value, there's something that this voice wants me to hear and consider. However, I don't want to let this voice drive the bus anymore. And therefore, a coach can help you illuminate these other voices that do believe in us, if only a little bit. Even if you hardly hear it right now, it is there. I guarantee it. I hope a coach wouldn't just reinforce the negative self-talk that's going on in your mind. If so, please stop working with that coach. The other thing I want to point out, though, is that there's also a difference between feeling bad about ourselves because we don't feel like we're enough and feeling bad about our current situation because we know we're capable of more. The clients that I work with are in a situation where they know they're being limited in some capacity, whether that's their relationship, whether that's their career. They know that they deserve more. They know that they're worthy of more. And that's where you can lean on the support of a coach to be your encourager, to be that assurance that, yes, you are capable of more. And I'm here to navigate the ride, because it will be a ride, to go from where you're currently at to a place that you know you belong, that you know you're capable of, and to step into your greatest potential. Much different than what he's sharing in this video.
Seriously, the truth is that we can find a lot of answers inside ourselves, but in 95% of the time, we don't need coaches for this. All we need is some time and a bit of peace and quiet. Lots of questions would be answered this way, but the problem is that we don't allow ourselves this time. We are too busy realizing ourselves. All this is like a race with no end.
Okay, coaching collapses time. So to his point, you do have your own wisdom within yourself. However, it might take years for you to hear and give credit and give weight to that wisdom. Whereas if you worked with a coach, you could unearth that quicker. You could sift through what feels like mud quicker. So ultimately, it's up to you. Do you want to wait till that midlife crisis for you to realize what you actually want to do and have that kick in the pants to do it? Or do you want to enlist the support to do it in a more compassionate, sustainable way sooner?
Time you get close to the finish line, it'll just be moved further away, and this goes on forever. Have you ever heard about anyone who realized his or her full potential anyways? No, I didn't think so, and this is exactly my point.
Comment below. Have you seen someone who have reached their full potential? I think the point he's trying to make is that we never reach this end-all be-all finish line. The finish line, if we were to name one, is death. It's the end of our life. That means we're always on this journey and we always have the possibility and the potential to grow. Back to a prior point that he made, it's not that we're not good enough right now. It's that we are great enough right now. There was a time in history that we wanted to be where we are right now. So celebrate that while also looking to what's next.
Instead of hiring a coach, you should try to find a good friend instead. And I'm not talking about more Facebook friends, but a real friend who wants the best for you no matter what and doesn't expect anything in return. Who knows? Maybe you should make friends with your coach because, as I mentioned in the beginning, most coaches are nice people who just got the wrong job. So I hope you enjoyed this video.
So that last point that he made, finding a good friend instead of a coach, I guess I accept as a compliment that a lot of coaches are nice people and you want to be friends with them. I love working with my clients and they love working with me. In fact, one of my clients, we started as friends and then transformed into a coach-client relationship when she really wanted my coaching expertise. There's a difference, however, between friendship and coaching that is really important. A friendship by design is mutual. And so over a coffee date, for instance, I would share some advice to my friend. They would share advice to me. It's this conversational tone. And that's a beautiful, beautiful support system to have. In fact, it's vital to have. It is one of the main components when we study positive psychology of what makes a good life. However, to have that specific space reserved to you and you only, where someone is listening to you and not listening to you with a biased lens because they're your mom or they're worried about you, but with this lens of really hearing not only what you're saying, but what's being said below the surface, what's being said between the lines, and then helping you to sort out what's going on in an objective space, in a space that isn't linked to all the other areas of your life, in a space that you don't have to worry about your boss getting a hold of this conversation or your friend finding out a deep secret that you haven't told anyone else. I think what this video misses is that coaching is a distinct type of support, unlike friends, unlike motivational speaking, unlike therapy. And so it's not to say that coaching is for everyone or solves every problem. It solves a very specific problem. And that's the good news, because if you're wanting to pursue a great goal, if you're wanting to get out of your own way, if you're wanting to experience your great potential and find balance in the process, that's where a coach can come into place to help you feel clear, to help you feel confident in yourself, and to have that accountability to pursue what's in your gut that you know you want to pursue and what you know you're capable of. Another important part of this is to know yourself. Are you always looking internally and reflecting, which is important work, but also has its shadow side? Or are you always implementing and taking action and actually you need some more of that reflection? I have a free resource for you to find your strength, to know which one you are, and then some tips on how to find balance to set and achieve big goals sustainably over time. That resource is a Discover Your Strength quiz. You can find it right here at yesandbyvarn.com/quiz. And last but not least, I would be deeply grateful if you gave this video a like, if you shared it with a friend. Maybe you know a coach, maybe you know someone who's considering working with a coach. My name is Marin Lauka. I work specifically with professional women who know that they want more and need to get rid of those limiting beliefs and false expectations, own their potential, and at last experience fulfillment. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe, turn on those notifications, stay tuned, because next week I am sharing the hard truth about pursuing your dreams. I'm sharing a personal story when I chose to quit and pursue my own dreams years ago. I'll see you then.